Hey Husker fans, Evan Bland here with Jimmy Watkins from the Omaha World-Herald and Omaha.com, coming to you on a Tuesday from inside Memorial Stadium. This was another coordinator day. Eric Chenander, Matt Lubick, just one player actually, Chancellor Brewington, the tight end. So a little bit of a lighter day, but the message, Jimmy, I thought was pretty clear. It's Nebraska-Michigan. It's a classic college football matchup. If you don't have the motivation for a game like this, what sort of game are you going to get up for? Matt Lubick, I think on that side of the ball, they're going to pay attention to where Aiden Hutchinson is. That's Michigan's star defensive end. He's got a little more than a sack per game. To this point, Lubick said, look, we got to know where that guy is at all times. He's someone that Michigan will move around a little bit on the interior, a little bit on the exterior. They know that he can make plays. He's going to do that. What did you get, I guess, from maybe the offensive side of the ball, Greg Austin, a little bit? What's the challenge for Nebraska against that Michigan D?
Well, Greg Austin, offensive line coach, obviously they have a major challenge with Hutchinson on the other side of the ball. Lubick was pretty complimentary of all the pass rushers. Said Hutchinson gets his due as he deserves to, but the other guys are pretty good. And when they sub different guys in, that Michigan doesn't lose a lot on that side of the ball. Greg Austin said something about Teddy Prochaska I thought was kind of interesting. When Prochaska was a recruit last year during COVID, not a lot of guys able to get to games, so Prochaska took it upon himself to get guys together and watch Nebraska games together, kind of just an encapsulation of who Prochaska has been since he's been in the program. Austin said he's one of the joys to coach because Prochaska takes every piece of coaching to heart. You always know that he's listening. On the defensive side of the ball, Eric Chenander, to your point, Evan was talking about how normally on game day, Nebraska's defense has a mantra of, we don't feel pressure because we know what we're doing here. Well, this week, the pressure's there. You can't ignore it. Chenander said pressure is a privilege in this case, though, because it's national TV. It's Nebraska, Michigan. I think Barrett Ruud, the linebackers coach, called it college football at its finest. We got two traditional programs like that. So Chenander's asking his defenders to embrace that pressure, and hopefully they get a little kick from the crowd energy in here too.
Yeah, and the challenge for the Black Shirts is going to be twofold. One, the physical challenge that Michigan's offensive line is going to present in some of their skill players, but then the mental side of it too. Ruud mentioned that Michigan likes to put a lot of what he calls window dressing, a lot of different looks, a lot of different formations. So Nebraska's going to have to be especially keyed in to what Michigan's doing, has to trust what it's doing. This is a defense that over the last couple of years has come a long way from sort of going rogue and trying to make its own play to learning what it does well. And I thought another interesting point from Ruud today was the defense is experienced now to the point to where it not only knows what it needs to do, but it understands its own vulnerabilities. And so that can come into play against a team, again, like Michigan, that's very talented, knows what it wants to do, and will try to confuse you as it does it. So not a lot from players today. Like I mentioned, just Chancellor Brewington was the only one out there, sort of that number 3, number 4 tight end.
Clobber knocker.
Yeah.
Brewington
said, on that goal line block that he had early in the game that led to 6 for Nebraska, he said, just don't slow down. Just do our job. He wasn't caught up in the hype or the Twitter highlights that sort of came out of that particular block. So it feels like, to me, Jimmy, that Nebraska's in a good headspace. The players haven't, from what I've seen, kind of gone overboard about what this matchup is. I think they feel confident in who they are and what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, to your Brewington point, Travis Vokalek mentioned yesterday that he's been really pleased with how Brewington has come along as a blocker since he got here. And yeah, I 100% agree with you. It sounds like everyone has the proper perspective for this week. They understand the stage that they're on, but it doesn't seem like they are uncomfortable on that stage.
We'll be back with Scott Frost on Thursday. It'll be another night game right here. The sun will be down. Maybe we'll be in for another cool third quarter to fourth quarter light show, and possibly the biggest win for Nebraska under Scott Frost. So we'll see. Thanks for sticking with us. For Jimmy, I'm Evan. We'll see you guys later.